Da, 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 da.
Greetings, fellow test subjects. Test subject 1337 here for Aperture Gaming. They make it, we test it. You play it. Now, video is labeled as a boss review, and it simultaneously is and isn't. So, in the last review I did for the Airborne Kingdom, I actually got a response. It was from, let's see, here we go. It was from YouTube user Slimkix, or Slimkix7966, and they said, hang on, it appears to be a slight grammatical error. Let me just fix this here. Here we go. So they asked me to please show some gameplay of the Airborne Kingdom. So while I'm talking to you, I will also be showing the footage from the Airborne Kingdom and talking about some other stuff. So here it is from the Nintendo Switch, also currently available on Steam, the Airborne Kingdom. Now the footage is going to show my gameplay. Now I'm going to have something up there for like anti-copyright, anti-piracy kind of screen guard notice thing. But you'll be hearing me talk also. So this is like showing footage of, you'll see the game, you'll see how it's not like AAA graphics, but it gets the job done. Like you'll see the buildings, you'll see some of the detail or lack thereof for like the airport and stuff, and you'll see how the people in the kingdom look like game pieces being moved around. You also, it's important in the game, like you want to make sure as the game moves forward, the difficulty goes up. You have to make sure to keep supplying food, water, and coal to your city, but you also need to make sure to meet the demands to keep everyone in the kingdom satisfied, or otherwise everyone abandons ship. Now, aside from showing the gameplay footage, there's some other stuff I need to cover in this video. For starters, I'm sure you noticed at the beginning there was the notices and the new text. So yes, I have found a new text online that I'm going to be using for the show. It's called Arcade Classic, and it's provided by Pizzadude. Pizzadude is a user of the website DaFont.com. That's DAFONT.com. It's a site where if you're tired of like the usual text that's provided with your computer, you can download a free batch of text. And it could be like creative. It could look like a handwritten cursive, or or some kind of computer script language, or something that's been made up. So yeah, it's a pretty cool variety. And so I'm going to provide a link in the YouTube description below to get to the page of Pizzadude. So I do not own the font; it is for free. I do not take any credit for the name of the font or creating it. I'm just giving the proper respects towards giving credit where it's due. Yeah, so this episode is partially dedicated to both the Pizzadude and to Slimkix7966, because from now on, here on both Aperture Gaming and Aperture Gaming Boss Reviews, I'll be trying to incorporate game footage into the show. Also, I'll be using the new text for at the start of the show and for like the categories of graphics, audio, DLC, and etc. So yeah, those will be there'll be some new changes coming to the shows here on under the Aperture blanket. Okay, so yeah, those will be the new things going on. There's also one other thing I wanted to talk about. Now, I'm doing this video on July 6th, so we are roughly halfway through the Steam Summer Sale of 2023. Now, I haven't been on Steam long enough to, I just started doing the blowing off some Steam reviews. So, but the good news is I think a bunch of the games that I've reviewed in the past are on Steam. Not all of them, but I think it'd just be, just change up the console. So a lot of games I would recommend. And here's what. Hopefully by this time next year, I will have done so much Steam reviews that you'll have an idea what to do for the next thing. The next sale. And the cool thing is Steam offers a lot of seasonal sales. So if you want to go online and check out, I think you can look up to see when the next Steam sale is happening, what the categories is. So yeah, give that a check out. And speaking of, so I hope that you enjoyed the Steam sales. And here's what, here's some advice. Don't break the bank. If you see a game that's like discounted, like let's say a game is $20 and it's discounted down to like maybe $2, but you've never played this game before. Give it a try. I mean, who knows? On the one hand, you may have just found a diamond in the rough that you've never played before, and you basically got to get it on the cheap. Worst case scenario, you paid $2 for it, you played it a few times, and you weren't a fan of it. Basically, you just paid the renter's fee. Now, there's a bunch of games on there that do have a playable demo, but yeah. So right now, if there's a game you want, look for it and see if it's on sale. And if not, wait till next time. And if there's games you're wondering about, well, that's the great thing about this being the internet and YouTube. There's a bunch of people out there who are also giving their opinions and reviews on games. So this is a chance. I mean, I'm doing this, I'm shopping, and I'm trying out a whole bunch of new games. Some I've heard about and some I haven't even heard about, just to see, how they work out. And it'll hopefully provide me with enough material to provide reviews to all of you. Yeah, now, in closing for this video, speaking of Steam and Steam games, I want to talk about the game that we do not speak of. Now, it is now officially July, so a month has passed since its release, so it's, as you recall, I talked about the point deduction system, so that's not doing any favors for it right now. It's been a month, and while we haven't heard anything about updates about the actual game, we have heard some updates involving the studio. So, Daldaic, the studio that produced this game, hang on a second. Excuse me. Daldaic, the team that produced the game, they developed the game, but they're going to go back to producing games. They've produced some other games in the past, and this was their first time developing one. So, because according to the news feed that I've seen, unfortunately, the game that we do not speak of did so horribly. They did such a bad job on it. Here's what Daldaic Studios employs 90 people, but after how bad this game release was, first off, they're going back from developing just to publishing, and secondly, they are unfortunately fired, let go, and or given the axe to 25 of their employees. So that's roughly 1/3 of their staff gone as a result of this game. I think they said they're going to try to help them find, employment for their former employees, but it's kind of sad. Anyway, so yeah, they're going back to production. No more developing. They've lost 1/3 of their staff, but still, hopefully we're going to get some updates on the actual game itself. I mean, I'd like for them to actually, fix this game. I'd like it to, look good and play good. I mean, I spent the time and money on this thing. I'd like to actually get a chance to play it. As a result of this, as a result of this, there was talks that this game was actually going to have a sequel, but because of this, that idea was officially now gone. But hopefully, they've had a month. We haven't heard anything except for this. But hopefully now they can focus on whoever remains left. They can focus on trying to get this game fixable, playworthy, looking decent, so I don't have to constantly fiddle with the visual settings on my system. Honestly, I haven't played the game since it came out and since I gave the review, because in the immortal words of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I quote, "I'm waiting," end quote. Yeah, so, honestly, I would complain about whenever a game was, given a release date and then when they said it had to be pushed back to have, more work done on it. But after this, I'm not going to complain anymore. And it was also interesting to learn that how Tears of the Kingdom from Legend of Zelda, it was actually the reason why it was released when it was. They needed a year to work on, polish and development. So I have respect for that. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about pushbacks anymore. And finally, in closing for this video, I want to talk about, there's an upcoming game called Starfield. I've been seeing YouTube videos and Facebook articles saying people are already giving it bad reviews, or there's already problems, or there's already mods for this, there's already a score of 0, this, that, the other thing, blah, 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 blah. People, can we please let the game come out first? And honestly, I'm a little worried. After what happened with the game that we do not discuss, I was gung-ho ready for Starfield. I was willing to, put the money down for the pre-order. Now I'm gonna wait maybe Me, I'm hesitant. I want to wait a little bit for the game to, actually be out, and I want to hear other people's reviews. I mean, I know I do reviews also, but now I'm just a little worried because after the game that we do not mention, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to be, spending money on a game that's going to be, problematic. So I guess the final thing I'd say is if you're a fan of, if you're also looking forward to Starfield, I guess the universal thing we'd all have to say is be cautionary. There's probably going to be some people out there who are bold and gutsy and get it day one, and there's people who are going to spend the extra money on all the bells and whistles for the DLC, super advanced, upgraded, holy smokes, it's everything edition. But for right now, let's just play it cautious. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the new Aperture Gaming, where we have new text. We will attempt to provide video footage of all the games. And like I said, Pizza, kudos to Pizzadude and for the text, and thank you to Slimkix7966 for helping me figure out it's time for me to change up the format a little bit for this show. Thank you all. We'll be back later on. We'll try to get some more reviews done, and like I said, hopefully by next year we'll have more. We'll have done so many Steam games under the belt that when the next Steam sale happens, you'll be ready for it. That's all the time we have for this episode. Until next time, this has been Test Subject 1337 for Aperture Gaming saying thank you for watching, and as always, game on!